Quiet out there on the roadways for this Tuesday morning. Good Tuesday, everybody. We do have those crews working on Route 2 in Concord, both east and westbound. Same thing, 93 where it meets up to 95 in Canton. And we've got 3 right lanes closed on 93 southbound through the Medford stretch. Easy going getting over the Zachem-Booker Hill Bridge, though, heading into the O'Neill Tunnel. Lever connector looks great, too. And then downtown, they are busy out there. We'll pick up some of those overnight work crews in the next half hour or so. Doug and Ann.
Roads, Katie, how are we looking up there?
Looks good so far on this Tuesday morning. Thank you, Cindy. Good morning, everybody. A wide look at the map just shows you that we've got some of those overnight work crews late running, especially in the Prue Tunnel. Same thing as you get through the O'Neill Tunnel on the south side of that. But coming from the north, looks good over the Zachem Bridge, lever connector. Same thing. We picked up those overnight work crews that were hanging out on the bridge early this morning. Live look at the gas tank on the expressway. How's that HOV lane working for you? They'll open that up again for the second day after about 3 months. Coming up at 5 o'clock. It's a quick ride right now, 9 minutes for you, Braintree to Boston. Antoinette. Good morning, Cindy. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Looks good out there right now, real quiet. We picked up those overnight work crews that I told you about on Route 2 up in Concord. Same thing on the Mass Pike through the Natick stretch by the Service Plaza. So it's a quick 14-minute ride for you right now from 495 to 128, moving right along at regular speeds. Here's a live look out by Alston Brighton. Just a couple of people out there right now. I do want to remind you, if you take the green line from Riverside on the D branch, we do have closures between now and the 14th between Copley and Riverside on the green line. Shuttle buses replacing trains until the 14th. And again, at the end of the month, I'll remind you of that. Out there. Looks good right now, Cindy. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I want to start with a quick reminder for those of you who take the D branch on the green line between Riverside and Copley. We've got shuttles replacing trains while crews do some expedited track work. They're taking advantage of this slow time on the T when volume is way down. So between now and the 14th, and then they'll do some more work again at the end of the month between the 20th, I believe, and the 28th. So I'll remind you of that as we get closer. South of town, things look great on 24, good on 95. No issues getting up Route 3, heading up to the Braintree split, and on the expressway. It's just a 9-minute ride for you. Here's a live look out by the gas tank. Boy, it is already so light out there at 518 and a little further north here by South Bay. I want to talk about flying, though. Let's talk.
Everybody, you made it to Tuesday. That's reason to celebrate. I'm Doug Meehan.
It really is an accomplishment, right?
Well,
I'm Antoinette Antonio, here along with Katie, keeping an eye on the roads, and Cindy. Yesterday was so pleasant.
It was perfect. Today, not quite as perfect, but a decent.
Welcoming back customers. Katie.
A lot of excited customers. This morning, restaurants are getting back in business as outdoor dining returns across the Commonwealth. Yesterday, a number of other towns are also looking at ways to help restaurants reopen safely. Doug.
Katie.
Keeping an eye on the roads right now, I'm watching a crash in the left lane, 495 southbound in Franklin. Aside from that, though, looks good. HOV lane back open on the expressway after being closed for nearly 3 months. It's an 11-minute ride, Braintree to Boston. I'll keep an eye on all the roadways for you as this Tuesday continues. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on the Eye Opener. We'll be back after the break.
Out to the roads. Don't really need the sunglasses this morning, Katie.
No, we don't today, unfortunately. Thank you, Cindy. I told you about that crash on 495 southbound in Franklin. That has cleared. It was in the left lane. You should have no problems getting by there. I want to talk about those mobility trends I've been looking at as far as how much volume we're seeing out there in the early morning hours. We're definitely up. We are still down about 8% versus pre-pandemic times at 6 a.m., but we're up 5% over last week. At 7 a.m., we're up 2% over last week, and we're up 2% at 8 a.m. too. So if you're noticing more cars on the roads, they're out there. Antoinette?
Out there, Katie?
We're picking up a little bit out there, Cindy. Thank you. Good Tuesday morning, everybody, especially on the expressway. Starting to see some volume building through Milton and Dorchester, but it's still just a quick 12-minute ride from Braintree to Boston. North of town on 93 at the Cloverleaf and Reading, getting down over the Zachem Bridge, 13 quick minutes. Live look out at Route 1 in Saugus, north and southbound, moving right along. Same thing as we take another look at the Zachem Bridge. Everything moving well into the O'Neill Tunnel. Antoinette?
All right, Katie, thank you. Katie, how are we doing out there?
We're doing well on this Tuesday morning, Cindy. Thank you. Speaking of pollen, it is just covering the cars. You get a car wash, I'm telling you, in an hour it will be yellow again. We look good on 93 Reading to Boston. 12-minute quick ride for you on the expressway. 14 minutes slowest through Milton and Dorchester, but really not that bad. And then on the green line D branch, we've got shuttle buses replacing service between Kenmore and Riverside. Earlier I said Copley, but it is Kenmore and Riverside. That is until through June 14th, and then again at the end of the month which I'll remind you about as we get closer. Let's talk about
Katie is back with how restaurants fared on day one of welcoming back customers. Katie.
And I know you were one of those customers, Antoinette. This morning, restaurants are getting back in business as outdoor dining returns across the Commonwealth. Also looking at ways to help restaurants reopen safely. Antoinette. Heading back to work, and on this Tuesday morning, things look good for you. If you're traveling from the Cloverleaf from Reading, Woburn down through into Boston, it's a 15-minute ride. You'll only hit the brakes once you get over the Zachem Bridge, but look at the levered down ramp. A little stop and go traffic getting to Storrow Drive. I'm keeping an eye of all of your roadways this morning as the Eye Opener continues. Thanks for waking up with us. Thank you, Cindy. Happy Tuesday. Like on the expressway, live look by the gas tank. That HOV lane is open. You can see we've got volume building, especially out of Milton and Dorchester right now. So it's a 16-minute ride from Braintree to Boston. And we'll see this trend continue upward to about 20-25 minutes if we don't have any problems. And then it kind of has been trending downward after 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. North of town on 93, Reading getting down into Boston, another 16-minute ride. So not too bad. A little slow stop and go traffic on the Leverett connector downward. Elsewhere, though, Mass Pike looks good. 15 minutes from 495 to 128. Live look out by Alston Brighton shows you what we're working with. Not too many people out in that stretch right now. Antoinette?
All right.